how you are associated with the education sector for so long and what keeps you going till now.
Very good evening, Mayank. A great platform which is working so well for a noble cause that is giving information and spreading awareness to the upcoming leaders of the country. I, Dr. Prerna, my background is I've done my PhD in customer satisfaction, and my area of specialization is marketing. I am presently working as Dean Academics with Geeta Group of Institution, and it's been more than 18 years. I am contributing to teaching, training, career guidance, and I think it's my passion. So, wherever the word passion comes, that drives you to any level. You ask me a question, how you reach there. So, I felt like teaching, training, and grooming is my passion. And with just going with my passion and giving the best, which is graced by God to me as a teacher, I have reached to this designation. And it's a pleasure to be here in this program, in this interview.
Glad to meet such a passionate person, ma'am. What is the philosophy of your leadership? Like, how you describe leadership style? Well, like you are handling a big institute, so just describe your way of leadership.
Mayank, first of all, I think somebody who wants to contribute in any sector has to sense the sector from the roots. So anybody who wants to contribute in education sector as a leader, because being a leader in any other sector and being a leader in educational institute is altogether different. I believe in one word that drives me to give my best to the education sector is being empathetic and being visionary. If your vision is very clear and if you are having high goals in your life, being very honest to your profession, I think you can contribute to the fullest. So I'm very happy that I'm in this industry where we are making the future leaders, and we are responsible for contributing to the whole economy, the bestest of the professionals. So I think in this education industry, you have to be very empathetic, you have to be very open and democratic towards all the suggestions, all the visions which you have dreamed of to make yourself differentiated in this complex word of proving yourself. I think that's the only nerve that can differentiate you and that can make you the best leader. And I believe it's not one leader. In education industry, it is more of a rotation leadership, right? And I believe that every student is also at time a leader. Every faculty member is also a leader in their respective domain. Every class in charge is also a leader. So it's not one man show. It is, although one man is in the front, but it is a great team which is working for a noble cause, that is education.
Exactly, ma'am. A good way you described the answer. And I would like to ask a specific question about the institution you're working, like how you are planning programs over there. Like, have you introduced any new program over there? Or you just give the highlight about the program you are thinking to introduce in the future?
Thanks for the question, Mayank. Wonderful question you have asked. I'm presently working with Geeta Group of Institution, and in engineering college right now I am contributing. So we are really working very hard on three aspects in education industry, and the three key takeaways which we are trying to contribute to our student professional. The first is knowledge, second is skills, and third is positive attitude building. So I think these are the three pillars on which the whole Gita group of institution is working so very hard. And in our institution, we have more than 13 institutes where we are grooming and nurturing students from playway to post graduation. And in the whole journey, our focus is not only to just give teaching to our students. We are focusing more on learning aspect, giving basic knowledge along with the specialized knowledge of the electives. And along with that, I believe 80% role is of skills. So we are really working very, very hard in uplifting the skill set of our professionals and grooming our students on behavioral training through building a positive attitude. So these three component is the nerve of our institution, that is knowledge, skills and attitude. And on the attitude front, the whole group is focusing a lot on working on the mindset of the youngsters, where there is a huge need to boost up their morale. And we are taking a lot from Bhagavad Gita in our ethical value-based teaching system for holistic development of the students in Gita group.
Please share your insights about the extracurricular activities, like why these are very important for the student to enhance their skills when they are getting exposed to the real world challenges.
Mayank, I think this question is very closely connected to the question which is usually asked by the student very often, that what's the difference between traditional and professional education? I think traditional education focuses more on knowledge building, that is knowledge based learning by the students in traditional courses. And when I talk about professional courses, along with the knowledge, a lot of effort is made by the organization in building professional acumen in the students. That is, along with the knowledge, a lot of efforts are made by the organization in skill building. And when I talk about skills, co-curricular activities plays a very vital role in uplifting the skill set of the students, because whatever they are learning through subject, that is the content and concept knowledge. But when it comes to its application part, I think co-curricular activities plays so wonderful role in boosting the morale of a student, in uplifting the personality of a student, in making a student more confident to contribute to the real life challenges. And I think if I take knowledge plays 50% role, so 50% role is of co-curricular activity in excelling students towards the career goals and to emerge them as a real professional in the real world. And I, being Dean Academics of Gita Engineering College, take pride in sharing that at our institute we have various clubs where the students manage the whole show, be it planning, be it execution, and be it closure of any co-curricular activity. So I think that's more important to them. And when the students are participating more on co-curricular platforms, they start enjoying their teaching learning processes, their environment of the academic institute. And when you start enjoying your college life, so then learning does not be a more of pressure point to them. It becomes a passion, it becomes a fun-filled learning, it becomes a goal of their life. And I think when learning is a fun, so success is not a way. So I think co-curricular activities plays a very vital role in making the nation leaders for future.
Exactly, ma'am, exactly. So you were talking about the traditional teaching and the professional teaching. So do you really think that we are lagging behind as a developing nation to the developed nations? Like, what are the key factors that we think we are lagging behind in terms of curriculum? Like, our students are not very disciplined, or they are not getting a real exposure more often? compared to other institutes, other country institutes, they are having good number of internships while graduating. So are we lagging that? Like,
Mayank, I will say, although India is blessed to have the maximum youth in the whole world, India is the only country where there is no aging problem at present. India is blessed to have the young minds. If the energy of all the young minds can be channelized in a right perspective, and we can make them a motivated, morally boosted professional, I think there is no country in the world which can compete India in terms of being a successful economy. But as a faculty of management background, I believe the only area where we are lacking is we are more active on planning front, but we lack a lot on implementation. We pamper our youth and children a lot. We don't drive them since childhood towards goal orientation, which is usually there in Western countries, specifically America, if we talk about. If you know, the culture is like after 18 years, the student have to earn on their own and they have to spend on their own and they have to go ahead with their own life journey. Parents' role just is vital up till 16, 17 years of age. So I think the government initiative on new education policy 2020 is a great move to build up this gap of our teaching learning process, where the government has really at very apt time has initiated this drive. And I think the implementation of new education policy will bring a great response towards a drift in the teaching learning process, where the students are going to have more of options as electives, where the students, they will enjoy multiple entry and exit point. Student will have a lot of credit based learning perspective, and the student will know the real value of implementation of their areas of interest, and there will be more vocational programs. So I think a right decision has been initiated by the government in the form of new education policy, which is going to be a great move in education sector.
yeah, man, you pointed out a good point over here. Like, credit-based learning is very important actually. Like, you don't need to mandatorily learn all the subjects. It's all on you, how you decide how you should be learning. Thankful for, ma'am. Next question will be focusing on like what are the biggest challenges you see both for higher education in general for India and specifically for Geeta Group of institutions. Like, what are the biggest challenges in the upcoming future?
First of all, Mayank, I don't accept the word challenges, to be very honest, because in our management subject, we always groom and train our students that take challenges as an opportunities, right? Exactly. So I believe what I teach, it should be implemented in the real life. So I believe in creating opportunities, and if there will be no challenges, how opportunities will emerge. So challenge word does not exist in my dictionary, first of all. But if you are talking about challenges, so let me tell you the opportunities which I see in the challenges for our country. The first is there is a huge need at present to uplift our students internally by offering more of value-based teaching and learning. We all have observed the effect of westernization on the mindset of our youngsters. I'm not saying that they are not giving their best, but somewhere we are lagging to groom them to the best. So again, from our own culture, we have to bring back the learning of Gita, Bible, Quran, and all the spiritual Vedas to make our professional holistically develop, where they are not only good in their professional technology based learning, but they are ready to be the leaders in the world by being more empowered, more awakened, and more open to accept challenges as an opportunities. So I believe new education policy again plays a very vital role by offering some courses like School of Performing Arts, School of Indology, as a open electives to the students along with their professional education. So I think that is the need of our, along with their learning. We have to build our youngsters, upcoming future leaders, internally very strong. We have to take the advantage of the basic of Indian culture, that is energy. How as the science says that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So we being Indians, we can take a lot of advantage of this energy healing and energy based teaching, where we can lead the whole world, and other countries students and professionals are already coming to India for such kind of inputs and insight. So I believe like we have to again see where is the strength of India, and with that strength, looking into those strengthening component of our own culture, we should contribute to the whole world, that how we are differentiated from them, and how our Indian minds can contribute to the whole world. So I think there is a great opportunity. We are the only nation where there is no aging problem. We are the only nation at present having the maximum youth. We are the only nation, if our youth can be channelized in a visionary way, keeping in view the new education policy, keeping in view the mindset challenges of the youth. You have seen a lot of suicides in last few years, which are being committed by such vibrant youngsters. I don't know why they give up so easily. So if our education system can make our students more empowered, I think nobody can compete our own country. So in Gita Group of Institution, I believe there are so many opportunities, and we don't believe in challenges. So we are working really very, very hard along with KSA, that is knowledge, skill and attitude, to create an empowered force of professionals by infusing the relevance of being ethically right and wrong. And we are taking up certain niche areas where yet the work is to be done. For example, in the field of energy engineering, in the field of sustainable engineering, in the field of digital marketing, in the field of data analytics, in the field of agribusiness. These are the few areas where we are really looking forward to contribute to the whole state and to the country, and we are trying to bring best from our side in these domains, because that's the really strength of our country, where we can contribute from the education sector.
Yeah, ma'am. Very good to know about so many things about the opportunities, like you rightly pointed out. Ma'am, now I would be asking the focus question on the institute. Like if like what you would like people to know about your university, which they might not be knowing.
Thanks a lot, Mayank. I think this is a question that is close to my heart, because I belong to the Gita Group of Institution, a group which was established in the year 1992, flourishing in, I think, all the segments of education. Starting from playway till post-graduation, we are offering educational opportunities to the society. The group is led by Shri S.P. Bansalji, who is a great visionary educationist. He has a vision to bring back the best in the field of education by focusing on new age technologies in the group. We are at present having students from 5 countries and more than 17 states of India. We are offering education in the field of engineering, management, that is BBA, MBA, and banking courses, law, hotel management, education, pharmacy, and also in playway and school chains we are serving. The whole motto of Gita Group is to follow the learnings of Bhagavad Gita, to empower the professionals to be more awakened leaders of future. And in our group, the strength of the group lies in excellent placements of the students, excellent academic university result. As of now, we are grabbing almost a very good pass percentage and university rank in Kurukshetra University. And internship, you talked earlier also, we take pride in saying that our student, wherever they had gone for internship, they have grabbed the best performer tags with them. And if I talk about our Hotel Management Institute, we are offering training in almost all the 5-star hotels, not only in the country but across the country. And if I talk about our law college is one among the best of the region, where we are offering judiciary coaching to our students. And if I talk about my domain, that is management courses, we are actually creating leaders and managers for future. We are trying to bring the best from our benchmark institutes like IIMs, ISB Hyderabad. These are the institute on the footprints. We are trying to imbibe the teaching learning processes in our institute, offering a lot of case study exposure, offering our student the best of internship, live projects, then offering them research exposure of real issues of society. So I think we are, as a group, we are trying to bring best. As the group is led by the young wise chairman, Mr. Ankush Bansal, who is engineer by a background, and Mr. Nishant Bansal, who is again having management education and law education as a background. They both are great entrepreneur, and the vision of the group is to serve the society with the cause of education. And I, being a member of this Gita group of institution, I'm enjoying that we are truly contributing from the heart and soul to our students, realizing their hidden talent, helping them to explore their strength, and making them the best professionals of the state, and not only the state, but the whole world. As at present, students from Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan are coming to our institute for the professional education. So I think we are really working on the tagline of the institute, that is India today and world tomorrow. So keeping finger crossed, we are working on this tagline, Mayank.
Yeah, ma'am. Very well said, ma'am. Actually, like, I had so many questions, but you sold your institute like really in a nice way. A perfect answer from a management professor. So actually, I would like to ask the first one last question. I would like to ask, like, with the competition so high in the competitive world, in today's world, like you know about, how do you guide your students to survive in a competitive scenario?
I think competition is a driving force, right? To serve better to our customers, to serve better the society, and competition always bring a positive platform. So I think to strive in the competition, you should take competition as a positive energy, first thing. Second is, if there is no competition, there won't be that happiness to be successful. So I always try to teach this thing to the students, not only of my own institute, as I am training so many students from other institute and other, even 12th class students. I am guiding and grooming them, and I provide career guidance to the students of 12th class passed out. I always teach them that see competition as a source to step ahead, to add value to your level of intellectual learning. So I think competition is a very good driving force. Competition is always welcome, and competition है तो मजा आता है. Competition होगा तो successful होने में कुछ दम लगता है. तो कंपटीशन तो बहुत पॉजिटिव प्लेटफॉर्म है, उससे डरना नहीं चाहिए. वी शुड बी वेरी एंड इट इज ऑलवेज सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट, द वेरी वेल नोन फ्रेज. सो यू हैव टू you have to contribute towards giving best, and if you're giving best on all the domains, I think it's not your headache to think of competition. It is headache of the competitors to think what to do next, because if you are proactive, others will react to your decision. You will act with your wisdom. So I think you say there is so much of competition. Competition was always there, right? It is your vision to see that competition. और कंपटीशन है तभी मजा आता है. कंपटीशन ही नहीं होगा, आप सोचो why IITs are IITs, why IIMs are IIMs, because there is tough competition. अगर उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे कंपटीशन नहीं होगा, if everybody can join IIT, if everyone can join IIMs, so do you feel like IIT and IIMs will be what they are today? I think no. That's the gist behind this answer of this question. Competition is only where there is a quality platform.
Exactly.
So try to give the best from your side. Be honest to yourself. Believe in yourself, and be honest to your profession. I think these are the key words I will say. I strongly believe in as being a teacher and a trainer. I think you have to just give your best. Rest is your destiny. Rest is karma, and competition is for others, not for you.
Exactly. Yeah, ma'am. So let's conclude the interview. Like, ma'am, thanks for the answers, ma'am, and thanks for all around you talked about everything, talking from the student perspective, talking from the government policies, talking from the curriculum or based on India in Western countries. You talked about everything. Thanks for all around knowledge you gave over here, and thank you for this. And personally, I would like to thank you because I really loved talking to a management professor, like, because I just graduated from IIM Lucknow only. So the way you explained it, the way you explained everything, it was really glad to know about everything. And thanks to have you on College Dunia platform. We'll surely send you videos and everything.
Mayank, first of all, I also enjoyed very relevant questions you have asked, very close to my heart, and I really enjoyed this interaction. And I would like to add to this, I as a researcher, I as a trainer has got a letter of appreciation from Reserve Bank of India for my research work. I've got letter of appreciation from IIM Indore twice for contributing best in their teaching learning domains. I had performed extremely well at IIT Delhi in many short-term courses, and even I have delivered 2 workshops in IIM Rohtak for student assessment and uplifting the employability skills of IIM Rohtak students. So I think that was all possible because I believe like God has made me for this particular task, for this cause, and I love to contribute. If I could be a help to the youngsters, to the upcoming students, it will be a pleasure for me because that's the passion of my life, to help students to rise to the fullest of their capabilities.
Exactly, man. This interaction will be helpful to so many students looking for the institutes, going for some institutes, and thinking about the competition in the nearby future. Thanks for these information.
Mayank, this was a basic interaction, even in some specific domain where the students are having doubts, which course to opt, what are the right characteristics they should go for, knowing which skills to select, which course to select. And there are furthermore so many queries, how to overcome the stress of career selection, stress of exam. I can help the student if you feel like. whenever, whatever
ma'am,
time.
sure.
Thank you
College
so
Dunya
much.
has
So
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
dear. It was a pleasure.
Thank
God bless
you
you.
so much, ma'am.